Hey, what's up, everybody? This is that dysfunctional gamer coming at you from TGN. We are you. So I decided to go ahead and start a different kind of character, because well, it's beta. There's really no sense in trying to like progress as far as you want, especially if you're not sure you're having enough fun. I do like the Char Guardian. I was having fun with it, but I wanted to try some other stuff too. So I decided to make a Norn Thief. And yeah, it's a very different type of start zone. It's very mm, nomadic, I want to say, but then there are also like hunters. It was pretty cool though. I mean, I have to say that they the men look like, of course, barbarian type people, and the women, they actually look normal. Like, well, I guess you could say Amazonian, but they still look like normal human beings, just tall. I mean, the human race, if you look at the females there in this game, they're pretty small. They're all like extremely petite, and yeah, but like these females are a lot larger in many ways than one. But the start zone is different. I mean, you participate in this great hunt, and if you notice, I kind of made my chick look like if you guys have ever played Dragon Age 2, Isabella. She kind of has a pirate looking thing going on. To me, it was fitting for the thief role. Have a bandana, and I don't know why, but when I make my characters, especially the female ones in these games, I always like them to have white hair. I don't know. I, to me, just something looks pretty hot about a young woman with white hair, but that's not like grayed out due to age. I don't know. I think it looks cool. I mean, it's probably not necessarily fitting because she's a thief, and it kind of doesn't blend well, but whatever. I mean, she wears a hood. It's okay. I mean, you don't see the hair until this is going, or of course it breaks, which I think I have had it break already. But yeah, so you participated in the Great Hunt. You had the option to kill a boar, a minotaur thingy, and now um, gotta go do some more stuff. Um, this part doesn't really make too much sense to me. You basically sit here and you join in on this little brawl. Now, I was thinking I was gonna fight, fellow hunters, but in actuality, you're fighting these things, and you get waves and waves of guys that just come out, or not guys, but monsters, and you gotta kick their ass, push their poo in, stab them, stabbity stab stab. Um, and of course, Guardian and Rogues technically fit all my playstyles because I'm used to being a tank. I'm used to being a DPS. But like I said before, apparently this game does not have traditional tanks, so that's kind of an adjustment for me. Because I'm used to traditional roles. Uh, every other MMO I've ever played, whether it was the first EverQuest or EverQuest 2 or WoW or Rift, Ion, there's always, a dedicated role. My problem with Ion, though, even though I like the game itself, was only one class could tank, and that's all you could do. If you were a Templar, you could do shit damage when you're questing on your own. You basically had to do dungeons. That was your whole role, was dungeons. But here, apparently, anybody can draw aggro, and you have to be smart and dodge, which it's really hard to figure out who has aggro. I mean, you have to really pay attention if he's staring at you, which, I mean, to be honest, when there's like 50 people in the room, it's kind of hard to tell if something's staring at you or aiming at you. So that's one thing I could say. Like, there should be better indication of who has aggro aside from, hey, it's looking at me. Like, maybe if your screen were to flash red or something, or I don't know. That's just an example. It's just something to work. But yeah, if there's one thing that seems to be very consistent with any start racing Guild Wars 2, because the last beta weekend I played human, it's that you're pretty much immediately thrown into some combat. And I mean, because when I did the beta weekend for Secret World, um, it took a bit to get into combat. It was like you had to explore, then you saw some story, you had to go and find this place, but it took a bit to actually introduce you to the combat. Now, to me, that can be problematic because, um, well, sometimes you just want to fight some shit, kick some ass, take some names, chew some bubblegum, but you didn't get to immediately in that one. Unless, of course, you can attack each other or something, but I never tried that. Excuse me. So yeah, now I gotta kill all these little ice worms. Now, this part actually really pisses me off because, for one, I was by myself, so that puts me at a major disadvantage. When you're doing events by yourself, they take a lot longer. A whole lot longer. It's ridiculous because um, the the meter goes up based on how often you execute your shit, and of course, as a thief, I don't take damage very well. I give out damage pretty well, but I don't take it very well. And yeah, I mean, the meter goes up slowly. Here's not the problem. But I mean, later on, it's like I was doing some events, and it's whether it was my char or this character, the event meter just fills up pretty slow, especially when you're by yourself. Sometimes you can't help it. I mean, I know the point of an MMO RPG is to play with other people, but oh, here we go. Here's the big bastard. He's the big one. OMG. He's spraying his load. So yeah, this is what pisses me off right here. I start attacking him, and like, it didn't even give me no indication, and boom, I go down. Now, if that does it, that's not even the worst part. Okay, so bam, and then I get attacked by another freaking worm, and it just focuses me because those freaking NPCs that are just chilling out there, they're not helping me. They're not attacking it. They're attacking the big one. So I have no one, and usually you can just mash 4, and I'll have 2 on me. But anytime you get hit, it resets the cooldown. So here I'm thinking, frick, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna have to start this thing over again. And I'm trying and I'm trying. And then I just say, I'm like, all right, I'll just try and attack you guys so that I can, make time for myself. And I'm amazed, I should be dead right now, but I'm not. So I try and heal some, heal some, heal some, heal some. And of course I get hit again by some stupid freaking snowball. Excuse me. And yeah, I mean, how stupid is this? And I get absolutely no chance whatsoever. I think I actually get protection from actual death because I'm supposed to be dead by now. I mean, I had no health at all. But I don't know what. And now I can't even see myself because there's more rocks. I mean, and it still makes me mad because there was no way for me to know whether I was gonna get hit. There's nothing. I mean, usually in this game they do a good job about putting something on the ground that says, "Hey, get the hell out of that shit." But in this case, no. He just kind of swung around and he pushed my shit in, and down I went. But I managed to stay down or alive down long enough for the NPCs to take care of them. So I essentially got carried through that kill. And there you go. I mean, that's the starting event for the Norn. You go on a quick hunt, you join in on a brawl, and you fight a big ass worm that honestly doesn't really make much sense because whatever. But I mean, if you look like you see that guy, he's a pretty big dude. I mean, obviously he's pretty muscular, but he also looks fat. And what the hell is up with that hairdo? It's like he's trying to be Mr. T and Abe Lincoln or some shit all at the same time, except have a damn, you know, his mustache slash beard tied up. I don't know. But these guys get pretty cool tattoos. And of course, once you're done, you get to rate your stuff. Now, here they give you class-specific rewards for any event you do, so you never have to really waste anything. It's always something that you can use, no matter what. In this case, I go with the pistol because that way I can use 2 weapons. Well, I mean, even if I had 2 daggers, I could go that route. But if you guys remember my last video, I mentioned that when you're ranged, you have an advantage because you don't always get hit as much, especially when you're playing with somebody who's melee. So in this case, I go with the pistol because the great thing about rogues in this game, you can bust out some pistols. Later on, I actually get 2 pistols, so I'm dual-wielding pistols, like a boss. And of course, there's abilities that go along with that. But I mean, it was a tough decision, but obviously, pistol was the way to go. And the rating system is honestly kind of tedious sometimes. I'm not sure. I'm kind of wondering if it's going to be beta only, but honestly, it's a bit too late. I mean, they're not going to be able to change this. I mean, I imagine it could be feedback for future quests, but the one thing that gets me about this game is the immediate level cap in this game with no expansions is level 80. So, kind of makes you wonder how they're going to do this. I mean, that's a long grind, and I'm not sure how much room that leaves for expansion unless they just, pull out new content without raising the level cap. I mean, I guess that would be one way to do it, because otherwise our asses are going to be like well over level 100 before long. And, well, not like it matters, but whatever. We'll see what happens, I guess. So, moving on. This was probably the coolest quest that I've seen in this game yet. Now, obviously I haven't gotten very far, but it allowed me to turn into a snow leopard. And then I could just go on a hunt, and I just kill animals. Now, some of you who are animal friendly, now don't get me wrong, I'm very animal friendly, but I'm a strong believer in survival of the fittest, natural selection. I don't think that we should just go out and murder animals per se, but animals kill other animals for hunting in the wild. That's just how it is. There's no way around it. No reason to cry about it. That is what they do, because that's how they feed. They don't make sandwiches like we do. They don't have freaking monkeys have thumbs, but these animals do not. So they gotta hunt. And I thought it was cool. It was like the starting zone really gives you serve the animal spirits, and you basically do missions for them, and I thought it was very fitting. I actually really enjoyed it, especially just turning into the snow leopard. And I mean, it doesn't seem like I do much damage, but it's kind of cool how I can do this pouncing ability, and especially when they're trying to run away, because these little assholes definitely try and run away. Especially the freaking rabbits, they're the hardest to catch. Just tag that bastard as he's trying to run away from me. Boom! Little pounce, knocks them down, kind of interrupts so they can't do shit. Another cool part about this is you get next to a bush and you can actually growl. You can either press the button or you can actually interact with it directly and chase down this little raccoon and boom! Take that. That's a pretty big moose. I could probably take him, but I'm only like level 2, so I had to take it easy. Just kill some rabbits, even though they're kind of the hardest to get a hold of. But, yeah, I like this. I mean, because it really brings you in tune with the spirits that your characters are supposed to be serving in the first place. And, I don't know, that might offend some religious fanatics, which I think is stupid because it's a freaking video game. But people get offended for any little bullshit these days. I swear, it's ridiculous. Like, you can't say anything, especially politics. Some people will turn a blind eye to anything you say, no matter how offensive it is. But as soon as you bring up freaking politics or especially President Obama, oh my God, it's like everyone goes up in arms. Which, by the way, I don't always get called a racist. Only when I win an argument with an Obama supporter. Hee hee. No, I'm serious. Like it's ridiculous. No one can ever give me a straight freaking answer about why they like him. I challenged one of my friends on Facebook the other day, and I waited for hours. I said, "Hey, you still haven't given me a straight answer," and he could not give me an answer. He gave me some bullshit response about being decent or whatever. I don't know, but that's politics for you. I mean, people could never give a straight answer. I mean, when Bush was president, people could be straight up about him, about why they didn't like him. They're like, "Oh, he's stupid and he makes up words." Yeah, well, he also didn't read off a teleprompter like Obama does. Bush, when he spoke, you didn't see him looking down at something. He spoke. And you know what? Everybody makes up words. I make up words sometimes when I'm talking, and I don't even always realize it. People slip up. They they stutter, whatever. It happens when you're speaking naturally, but that's the whole point. It's natural. You're not freaking reading. You're not reading a letter of remorse to a country that got slammed by a freaking earthquake or tsunami or flood or whatever the hell. You're not reading off a teleprompter and showing obviously no emotion. God, I still remember that shit. I was appalled by that, but whatever. What do I know? But anyway, back to Guild Wars 2, which is far more important than that bullshit. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different types of things to do in this game. Um, so I definitely recommend it. I mean, if nothing else, this is an MMORPG that is very, very well put together that you don't have to pay a freaking monthly subscription for. And you can't beat that. So I recommend definitely get. I mean, I already pre-ordered this game since a couple months ago, just for the solid fact that yeah, I mean, I can't necessarily afford all these MMOs, but this one doesn't require me to pay every freaking month. So anyway, that's all for now. So please like, subscribe, and I'll hit you up next time. This video is part of the Way movement, a career path in video.